You guys, it is good to be back. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I spent the whole last week with a couple of girlfriends out in Austin, Texas. I decided I needed a little bit of a getaway, and also I am in the process of deciding if I am about to move, and Austin, Texas was on that list, so I figured why not have a little vacation and go see this new city that I potentially want to move to. Now, whether I end up moving to Austin is still up in the air. If I do, it would be more in 2022, so I'll keep you guys posted on all of that, but overall we had a really fun time. If you're wondering why my voice is so raspy, it's because we had a fun time, meaning there was a lot more alcohol and a lot more partying than I am used to. I don't really drink alcohol, hardly at all, but this last week, I definitely had a few more drinks than I'm used to, and I think it just took a big toll on my body. Felt really fatigued at the end of the trip, but it was a good type of fatigue. We had a lot of fun, but I am glad to be back in my office. I'm so excited to be here, and today's Monday, and this is the day I film for YouTube videos, so we're doing this. I figured though that I would just come on today and just share my experience being in Austin, because previously traveling, especially traveling with friends, was something that was, and I put in quotations, impossible. Impossible meaning my eating disorder voice wouldn't allow me to do those type of things. It would scream back at me pretty harshly. I needed to, have a gym. I needed to be able to still do all my workouts. I needed to have all my safe food and not eat out and do all those things. And that is something that traveling makes really difficult. And so unfortunately, when I was struggling with my eating disorders for multiple years, I just didn't travel, and I said no to a lot of opportunities. So it was so fun to finally, this was my first trip out with friends since, full recovery, because we had coronavirus last year. I didn't travel at all the year before that, or I didn't travel last year, and the year before that I didn't travel. A couple years ago I did, but anyways, it's been a while, and I just want to share my experience because this is the reason why I recovered, was to have this freedom. And last week was really cool, even though I've been recovered for a while, obviously, and I have not questioned my recovery, but doing things like this, it's still, you guys, it still just amazes me every single time, just at how recovered I am and how different my life is now that I am recovered and how amazing it is. So I went with 3 of my really good friends, and we rented out an Airbnb. I had absolutely zero, nada, no idea what we were going to be doing for food, and even what our schedule was for the whole week. Honestly, we kind of just did what we did just on the fly. And it was so cool to I look back at this last week and just see that's wow. Sometimes we would wake up and we'd go, someone would be let's go out to brunch this morning, and then we would go out to brunch. Or sometimes we woke up and, we would go to the grocery store and someone would pick up some food and bring it back to the place and we'd eat it there. We went out to lunch and dinner pretty much every single day. Breakfast was sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. But it was so cool to just be able to be walking around, walking around downtown Austin, and then all of a sudden someone would be wow, this restaurant looks really good, let's go in there. And it could have been any food. We had Texas barbecue, we had a really good Asian fusion restaurant we went to one of the last days. I had steak tartare with a bunch of French fries, I had hamburgers, I had tacos, I had pork ribs, pulled pork, brisket. I had, what did we do? Oh, for one morning for breakfast, I had it was a poached egg on top of some potato latkes with a hollandaise type of sauce on top, smoked salmon, had that. Here's my little video montage. That was the steak tartare. Here were the tacos that I got. I had some fish and I had some carne asada. Here's the poached eggs that I got at the restaurant that were super, super yummy. That yolk was just perfect. So wipe that plate clean for sure. Same with this Texas barbecue. I ate a lot of meat. You guys, that was the best thing. I think I ate the whole trip. Here's our little concert that we went to. That was really fun. Then after the concert, we went out for drinks with the band because we knew someone in the band, and so that was fun. Stayed up till like 3 that night. Alright, who's gonna open it? What's in it? Oh. Those are my dumplings, my soups. This was the Asian fusion place we went to, and this dish was bomb. I downed the whole thing in like 10 minutes. It was so good. Those things are bomb. Yum. Like I said, I downed this thing in like 10 minutes, and then after this, we had a little dessert lunch of mango and sticky rice, so super, super good. It was so just different, and it was so nice to not be freaking out about all of this. And literally, like, I did not think of food in like an eating disorder perspective at all on my trip. I mean, I wasn't expecting me to because, again, like, I've been recovered for a while, but I'm just saying, like, the difference between me traveling this last week and me traveling a couple years ago was just, I was able to actually have fun. I laughed. This is why my voice is gone, guys. Like, I laughed so much this last week. We were having fun, and you know what, the most bonding times that we had were at the restaurants, to be honest. Like, yeah, we had a really fun time doing other things. We bonded doing other things. But, like, a lot of the good conversation we had was always around the table. And I'm so glad that I didn't have to excuse myself from that experience because I'm like, oh, no, I'm vegan, or I don't touch gluten, or I don't eat sugar, or I don't want to eat this, or, oh, I'm not hungry. Like, I'm so glad that that wasn't in the mix of this because I look back at this last week and I'm like, so many memories. Like, we cried at the end of the trip, me and the 3 girls. We're like, this went so well. Like, this was so much fun. And you know why it went well? Because no one was really picky about things. Like, we got, you know, no one was picky about food. We just ate where we ate. No one was picky about, like, well, I have to do this and I have to go extra. No, it was just like everything was so natural. We're able to go with the flow, and that's what created such a great experience. So that was just so amazing to be able to eat freely and to not fear food, and to just understand that food is energy, and it doesn't matter what that energy is. Like, I don't have to be sitting here going like, oh no, I had potatoes for breakfast. I can't have like tortillas for lunch. I don't need to be doing that. Like, food's just food. It's just energy. It's just nutrition for my body to survive and for my body to thrive. So it was so cool having that huge, big perspective shift. We did eat a lot of really good food, guys. It was really fun. I spent a lot of money on food. But yeah, so that was all fun. So I wanted to go ahead and just share that. I do want to mention one other thing, though. Like I said, this whole trip was it was really good. Us girls, we were really just like shocked at how well it went. And one of the last nights at dinner, we were talking about like why it went so well. And one of the things that got brought up was from one of my friends, and she said, you know what, this went really well, like all 4 of us, because none of us are jealous of someone else here. All 4 of us were very confident, independent women. Some of us own our own businesses. Some of us are part of startups. We're, following our passions. We're doing our thing. We love our lives. We're focusing on continually getting better and better and better at what we do and who we are. And all of us, or I should say none of us, find the need to like compare ourselves to others and to be jealous. And instead, every single conversation that we had was just so like, I don't know, it was coming from the viewpoint of like, how do we uplift this person, and how do we really support them on their journey? And I just wanted to mention that because I feel like a lot of us can get in really unhealthy relationships with our girlfriends, and a lot of it can stem from jealousy and stem from comparison. So I just wanted to make that note that, wow, relationships can really thrive when you put away this whole comparison game. I wasn't, it was kind of funny, and I'll TMI a little bit here, but like, we're a bunch of girls in an apartment for a week, okay? So there was a lot of like, oh my gosh, your boobs are amazing, oh my gosh, like that type of stuff, right? And it was so great that it wasn't like, oh my gosh, your boobs are amazing, I hate my boobs, I hate my body, whatever. It was just like, we loved all these different like things of each other, right? And it was just like, oh my gosh, your style is so cute, like you're so eccentric, you're so eclectic, this is so great, or oh my gosh, your hair is amazing, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't in a jealous way. It was in a like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. You have like this like amazing hair, this amazing style, and you just like rock it, right? And anyways, it was just really good to be in this environment where no one was judging me. Everyone was so accepting and so loving and so just like excited for who I am and what I'm doing, and not in a jealous way. And it was really awesome to have that. And I know with eating disorders in general, comparison is a huge thing, and a lot of you guys have expressed that to me, how you compare, especially with people's bodies, and you compare with food. And I just want to say that, gosh, the more we can get away from this mindset of comparing, and we can just focus on how green our grass is, so that we don't even care if their grass is greener, and we can just be like, this is my life, I'm gonna own it, I'm gonna rock it, and like, I love what everyone else is doing, and I'm going to be just as excited and enthusiastic about the success of others as I am going to be for myself. Sorry, I can't speak right now because my throat hurts so badly. But anyways, I am going to end this video here. This is just supposed to be a little uplifting thing of just how amazing your life can be when you finally just stop focusing on food and just start living, start loving, start appreciating, stop being so jealous, stop comparing, and literally just live in the moment and have fun. And that's what I did this last week, and that is a week I will remember for the rest of my life. So there is a couple more months of summer here. I really admonish you guys, if you can, go and take a little vacation. Doesn't have to be anything pricey. Go and take a little vacation if you can. Get away, even for just like 2 days. Try and go with some friends. Make it a fun thing. Be just a young, happy person. And don't be so just strict and rigid in like your life and your gym and your food and all of that. Learn to let go. Learn to have fun. Learn to laugh. And I swear your life will feel so much whole for doing so. If you guys need any more inspiration, make sure you follow me at Flow with Chlo on Instagram. I'm there every single day. I also have a podcast called the Feed Your Flow podcast, where I have really authentic conversations with amazing people in this field of eating disorder recovery, diet recovery, and healing your metabolism and getting your period back, which is the two things that I really focus on. So that's it for today. I will see you guys in my next video.